What's going on, everybody? So I'm sitting here in my kitchen having lunch, and I was thinking about you and what tips could help my students do really well on their media presentations that are due tomorrow by class. And so I thought, I'll just make a couple notes on my UT Post-it. And so I want to run through these with you real quick because some of the work I've been doing with people via text, voice memo, email, and calls, we're falling into some traps of some Speech 101 mistakes, and I want to make sure that we avoid Speech 101 mistakes. So the first thing is you want to make sure that you have an amazing introduction. And if you remember from all of the materials in class, there's 4 great things that go into an introduction: hook, thesis, credibility, and preview. You also want to mention to the fine people at home why you landed on this topic. This seems to be a common problem with our posting as well as some of the work we've been doing on speeches. I flat out say, how did you pick this? Even if it's a Google search, that's okay, but you have to tell the people why you care about this topic or they won't care about it themselves. That translates into business. If you're in the finance or the accounting departments, you need to tell people like, look, we need to save this money or we need to forecast this budget. So you really want to tell us what's in it for them, meaning the audience, and what's in it for you. Why did you choose this topic? The next thing I want to make sure that everybody's doing is to cite those sources verbally. So as you're working in your presentation and you're clicking through some few slides, if you have them, you are saying, so another article I found in Forbes talked about why it's important to wash your hands. And Mary Smith, the author, she told us that we should sing happy birthday while washing our hands. So you should eloquently be working your sources into your presentation. Remember, I can't stress this enough. These are topics for our class and for you that help you with your endeavor or with your future in business or business communication. So like not giraffes at the zoo or not Uber. I don't want to hear about Uber, Amazon, none of that. Like you should think about something that's unique, creative, different, and of interest to us. So I've had multiple people want to do language learning speeches. That's okay, except half of our classes both speak another language. So really think, why am I choosing this topic, and not just because it's study abroad and it's easy. Next, you want to make sure that it's not boring. If you put this to sleep, or if it puts you to sleep, it's putting us to sleep. It has to translate into a video format nicely. Think about all of the TikTok videos, the YouTubers out there, and then you're going to come along and do a speech about the 3 things that you can benefit from eating mustard. Like, you got to jazz that up if you're going to try and make it interesting. So if it's boring, it fails. The next thing, you want to make sure that you're creative. So I don't want to see no bro just reading off your slides or reading from a script that's like right next to your computer. Practice it, be creative. Take it outside, take it in your kitchen, try and edit it a little bit in iMovie. We all have MacBooks, we all have iPhones. You can edit this stuff. It shouldn't be a one and done. That won't do well. So you want to be as creative as possibly can. Maybe you have 2 slides and the rest is showing us around a museum you work in or something. The next is you want to honor the recorded channel. So in our online course, you are doing asynchronous speeches, which means they are recorded and people watch them not in real time. So it doesn't make sense to have a hook as an intro question that says, how many people go to McDitton's? I do too, and that's why we're going to talk about dollar beers. No, because what if everyone out in the audience is continuing ed students, so they don't go to McDitton's. They stay away from South Howard. That place is a mess. So you want to make sure and say something instead like, a local poll shows that in the social media realm, McDitton's has the highest number of followers. And from this, we can discern that it's the most popular bar on South Howard. Tonight, I'd like to talk about why McDitton's is a profitable business and what you can do to support it. Dollar beers, okay? So you really want to honor the channel and not ask silly questions if you're not going to get an answer. Next, this is more about perfunctory business. You want to know how to upload your speech to YouTube, VidGrid, Zoom in the cloud, another host, some sort of link that you put on our discussion board. If it comes as a .mov or a .wa file or an MP4 file, I'm not opening it, and we're not going to grade it. So you want to make sure that people can listen to you and see you on the treadmill, on Bayshore, in an airplane, or when they're somewhere outside of their computer downloading files. So make sure that it goes up into the cloud somehow. That said, you want to make sure you practice 6 or more times. And so that's not going to be a one and done when you have a script right here and you're reading. You want to actually practice with how long the click-throughs are and how long it takes to wait for something to come up if you're showing us a map or you're showing us a table or you've made an enlargement. I will tell you from experience, having taught this class online now multiple times, everyone underestimates how fast the time goes. So right now I'm at 5 minutes and 47 seconds with this video, and I wrote down 6 or 7 things I wanted to tell you guys. So it goes fast, and you want to make sure that you know how fast it goes. Practice will fix that. Finally, you want to be creative. And so I can't stress this enough. Take your topic and Google it. Take your thesis and Google it. Ask the Google machine everything. You have a device with the ability to access all of the information known to mankind. Use it. Don't think that somebody hasn't already done a speech about studying abroad. There's so many out there. You'll look at yours and be like, okay. So you want to make sure that your individual topic and thesis is weird, unique, different, and also benefits you. Don't do these speeches just for me to get a grade, because that's how it comes out and I don't want to see them. I want to make sure that I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Now I'm a little smarter, and I want our colleagues to think that when they're making comments. And I also want you to be in an interview somewhere in the future or in another class, say, I did a little research once and I found out blank, blank, and blank. Okay? So while having my lunch, I thought about you guys and how I could possibly offer some help right now on your informative media presentations. I gotta say, if it's boring, I don't want to grade it. If it is not for our class, I don't want to grade it. And if it's not creative, it's not going to get an A. I want something that is different and unique. You've been working on these for a week. You've been working on them for another hour, a day or so, and in an hour, you might be starting to post them. All right, so have a great evening. Wednesday crew, we'll start to see these pop up around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, depending on if you join our optional call, which we are having Wednesday at 1. Thursday crew, we'll start to see these populate in the Thursday afternoon space. Okay, so I hope you have a safe, dry afternoon. Study hard, practice well, and I look forward to seeing your speeches online.